Hey there guys, BladeWolf88 back here with another nostalgia bite for you. This game was one of the first PlayStation 1 games that I ever played. It was absolutely awesome, and it's called Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. A Gobbo, you will see shortly, is a very weird little thing, but basically this game is one of the first sort of proper open sort of platformer games that I ever played, and it's just straight up weird. That is Croc, as you can no doubt guess, although he could potentially be an alligator. We never really discussed it. But this is the game. We have to rescue these little furry bastards. They're called Gobbos. I have no idea what they do, but, you know, who's counting, huh? You can do your usual ground stomp stuff, usual sort of things that you end up doing in most platform-esque games, but the control system is a little funk. But there's very little that I can do about that, unfortunately. You have your tail swipe, so you can make things turn into sparkles. Nothing dies here, it just becomes sparkles. But this game, I actually got in a lot of trouble because of this game. I started playing it because I was sneaking into Toys R Us, which is a local... Cool, that was close. It's a local... toy store that we have down here. I'm not sure, I think it is worldwide, I don't even know. But I used to go in there and go to their computer section because they had like demo consoles set up so that you could like try out games before you bought them, and this was the big game at the time. And I used to sneak in there on like my school lunch breaks, or when I was at home, or when I was just like if I had like a day off or something from school, or on the weekends I'd go down there because my mum actually used to work there, would you believe? Oh. And basically, I was addicted to this game, and I used to play it all the time, and I actually got asked politely to leave because I wasn't letting anybody else have a go, because I wanted to play it. It's my Croc game, it's not anyone else's. And they got a little bit funny with me about it, so they actually banned me from that Toys R Us for a little while. I wasn't allowed to go in there and play the games. I was allowed to go in there whilst escorted by an adult, but I was not allowed to go in there on my own, because I would just go in there and I would spend hours playing this game. And it was just so much fun. I'd never played a game like it at the time, you know. This came out in '97, so this is like a very old game, by most standards, especially stuff that's 3D like this. But I was addicted to it, you know, running around, beating stuff up. And the thing is, this game isn't easy. I mean, with the control system the way it is especially, you really have to be paying attention to what you're doing, and the camera can be really unforgiving. I know this looks sort of quite kiddie-ish as a game, but you're judging everything based off of that tiny little shadow at your feet, and if you mess it up even a little bit like that, you're going to have a bad time. But it's so there you go. There's a bit of, that's a Gobbo. I don't know what creature it's supposed to be, but its eyes are quite deformed. But whatever the hell, you know, who cares? You know, it was just so much funnier to run around and collect things. There were little boss fights. It was one of the first sort of properly open world games that I'd played, because it reminded me. I think I might have played N64 before this. I don't remember. Oh, I completed the level. Okay. I completely forgot that's what you do. That's how you complete a level. You hit a gong. But I loved this game because it was so simple yet really hard. You know, it looks quite simple, quite childish with the graphics, but yeah, there's so much you've got to do. You know, and the levels go on for ages, and I mean ages upon ages. It reminded me a lot of Spyro, actually, playing Spyro the Dragon. It was one of those sort of games that... Can I climb this? Yeah, I can climb this. That and the dragon, and the little dragon. Dragon? He's not a dragon, he's a crocodile, but... You know what I mean, the crocodile guy is really cute. And he does this weird little sprint thing. You know, this game had everything. It had sprinting, jumping, smashing, spinning. Weird little demons that... Ow, hold on. He was dead and then he hit me. There's some Bruce Willis shit right there. But this game held a lot of memories for me because, as I say, it was one of the first times I got into trouble for going into Toys R Us when I wasn't supposed to, and it was also one of the first sort of proper big platformy games that I spent a lot of time playing. Yeah, let's go down here. I used to sit there, my sister used to watch me play when she was really, like, super little. I don't know what that is, and I don't like it. Let's kill this guy. He looks like an evil Gobbo. Maybe he was an evil Gobbo. See how unforgiving the game is? Literally, he so much as touches you, and you're gonna have a bad time. Let's turn the camera around. So you had full camera control in this. It's a little bit funk. Let's see if I can get up there. There we go. I'm gonna see if I can get us up to a point where there are a few bosses. Oh, I can't kill him. Okay, that's fine. Not like I wanted to kill him anyway. Again, as you can see, I mean, it's a very simple game. But it had loads of weird little mechanics, like finding keys, you know, you had to search around and find stuff. Nothing was ever really super simple, you had to think about it, and I'm sure I crushed that guy's head. I'm sure I did. We've got to find a key to let these Gobbos out, because basically the story goes, is you are Croc, you were found by the side of a river, and these Gobbos raised you. King Gobbo is, technically your adopted father. And you have to basically find them all and rescue all of your Gobbo friends that helped you grow up. For some reason you have a backpack. I couldn't tell you why, but we have a backpack. Right, let's go free him. But that's the basic premise of the game. A nice simple platforming premise, nothing too major. Let's get up here before these, but you have your typical braking platforms, rising and sinking platforms. It's just weird, but it's also a lot of fun. It's the simplicity of it is what makes it catchy for me. At least that's the way I look at it. Oh wow, we're at the end of the level already. Let's fuck that up royally and then die, because, you know, who doesn't want to fuck things up and then die? Oh, that was not fun. Yeah, you can press the circle button to immediately turn your camera around, which does come in handy for correcting some of the quite funky controls on this game, but, you know. Whoa! Do not want. Do not want. Okay. Alright, we've come to one of the first sort of... Oh, no, not that. There. That's what we want to do. We want to hit that and rescue the Gobbo. Yeah, you get these doors. When you find all the gems for a level, you open that door and it gives you an extra little secret. So let's see if we can go back and get one. Because there's only one more for us to find. It shouldn't... For God's sake. Let's see if we can go and find it. Because, you know, we're nice like that, right? I see, now it's empty, a butterfly comes out, you see? How very dare you? He looks like Elmo, I've just realised. He is actually... Oh no, there is no way up. There is no way to go back. So we have to complete the level. Fine. It's gonna be like that, be like that. Didn't want to complete the level properly anyway. Oh, I'm a clever bastard, aren't I? I mean, considering how old this game is, as I say, 97, the graphics are really surprisingly good, and like the animation for them, at least when I'm not completely screwing up, is really quite tight. You know, he has a walking animation, a running animation, an attacking animation, jumping, jump pounding. And although it's really simple in the way it's done, it just works. And I think that's what I love about a lot of these older nostalgia games is they do just work really well. They're really simplistic and to the point, and you haven't really got to worry about it too much. There's no real risk of graphical glitches because the graphics were so simple. Luckily, physics don't apply. Let's just complete the level. We rescued 5, we had 21 total, and we had 2 lives, so that's not too bad. I think we should be getting to a little boss level soon, which could be quite fun to look at. Shouting lava, lava, lava. Let's jump on in. Literally. But, I mean, one thing I did want to know is, how are you guys enjoying this little series so far? I mean, at the moment, I'm covering one game per episode, just as a sort of interim sort of look at each of these weird little nostalgia moments that I've got. If there is any of these games that you would like me to actually play through properly, like do a proper Let's Play of, or even do like a follow-up episode, then let me know, because I don't mind playing these games. I love playing these types of games. They're a lot of fun. You can just jump in, go nuts, and whoop, fall into lava like a moron. Yeah. We even have Switch platforms. That's a special one, I think. Yeah, we got one of the special ones. So, I mean, there's loads of weird little mechanics that we kind of take for granted now in a lot of games that were kind of pioneered by these really early console games, you know, and as much as, like, there's the whole console war, like the consoles versus fucking PC gaming and everything else, you know, console games were the ones that paved the way for this sort of shit to even happen in the first place. Oh, we have a mini game, so he's in the middle one. Let's see where he's gone. I think he's in the middle. Nope, I got a heart, though. I got an extra life. I fucked that one up royally, didn't I, really? This is where in the comments you're all going to be like, oh, you should have gone for the left one or should have gone for the right one. And I'm just going to look like a complete moron because I got it wrong. I know, I just know it. I can already tell it's happening. Just to give you a heads up, some of the other games that I will be covering in this series while we are going on, I have Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, because I love that game. I also have a couple of racing games that we're going to have a little look-see at. There is also a couple more fighting games as well, because I was really into my fighting games. And then what I would like to do is actually start taking some suggestions from you guys as to what games could potentially be fun to play, or what games I might like to try, or games you want to see me have a look at for the first time. Because, you know, I've not played every game ever, luckily. So there's plenty for me to try out, and I'd love to get some of the game suggestions from you lot as to what games you'd be like, hey, you know, I played this as a kid, and like as I said with the whole channel trailer thing, is just sharing some of the memories that are associated with these games we all enjoy. So if you want to chuck that my way, that's cool. I'd like that, because I'm always up for trying new games and like getting to new stuff. Like I've had a couple of people recommend stuff to try out. Like I've got God of War's been recommended to me by Miss Multi-Console, so I'm going to have to check that one out at some point, because I've never played a Oh, Jesus. I've never played a God of War game in my life. Ever. Not even played a demo, because I went straight from a PS2 to GameCube for a while, and then I went across and started playing the Xbox 360, and then went straight onto PC games. I mean, I used to play a game called Dune on the Amiga 500, which was a lot of fun, a sort of point-and-click and adventure thing, so I might actually do a little story on that one as well. Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of fun. Just sort of finding out all these different stories about people that, like the games that they enjoy and the things that they like to play. So I'm all about that. I'm all about that type of thing. I'm now going to break every single one of these blocks because I want to see if there's anything cool in it. But I've got to start from the top so that I don't mess up. But I hope this does give sort of a little brief inset into the world of Croc and the Legend of the Gobbos, because it's a fun little game, as I've said many times. But it's one worth checking out because it kind of shows how it's grown, basically, if that makes sense. How the genre of sort of platform gaming has changed from stuff like Crash Bandicoot, which is very linear, which I'll be covering in another episode, to this, which is a lot more sort of open-worldy. I now can't get up there. Great. Alright, fine. Still want to go that way anyway. Oh, I can't see. But I think here's a good enough point as any to really sort of call it a day. I hope this has been interesting to you. I hope you've enjoyed a little snippet of this game. And as I said, if there are any games that you do want me to cover or do want me to have a little look at, or even if you want me to do a Let's Play on one of the ones you've already seen, let me know. You know, I'm up for giving that a go. But as always, thanks very much for joining me in this episode, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one.